Hello, you're watching My Media Prime Television. My name is Fon Quinter, welcoming you to today's edition of Prime Flash, coming to you live from our studios here in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. Let's begin today's edition of Prime Flash in Cameroon's political capital, where 4 alleged human bone traffickers have been arrested by elements of the Special Criminal Inquiries and Investigations Bureau of the Funzi Territorial Gendarmerie. They were arrested following a raid in the neighborhood in Cameroon's central region. The suspects were seen in possession of boxes containing human bones. Investigations are ongoing to track down other members of the group of traffickers. Now, a lady has expressed her disappointment after purchasing oil from Bonga-Lithoa region of Cameroon, only to discover the oil was mixed with water. According to sources, the lady only discovered it had been mixed when she was about to cook. Video footage shows the lady pouring the mixed substance, coming at a time prices of basic commodities, including cooking oil, are on the rise. At a new divisional officer of Alo subdivision, Lebialem division of the southwest region of Cameroon has been installed with firm instructions to restore peace and stability. The call was made by the senior divisional officer of Lebialem, Ambang Fabian Carr, at the Alo ceremonial ground. Get details in this report. It was in a heavily militarized ceremony that the newly appointed divisional officer of Alu subdivision, Nsungkikang Silven, was commissioned into office at the Alu ceremonial ground. Commissioning him as new divisional officer on Wednesday, August 17, 2022, the senior divisional officer prescribed 3 main tasks awaiting him in an environment where insecurity is the order of the day.
I want to tell the new DO that is coming into a subdivision that has passed through difficulties. He has to make sure he maintains state reputation in all areas, at all circumstances. He has to beef up the security of the subdivision. He has to follow up all public services and private. He has to preserve the dignity and the respect of traditional authorities and religious leaders, and maintain peace and order in the subdivision.
The mayor of the Alo Council, present during the installation ceremony, used the opportunity to call on sons and daughters of Alo to shun fear, return home and support the new administrator.
The message to my population is that they should continue to defy fear. Alo subdivision is the only subdivision where you can carry out any celebration in the grandstand. So the population should continue to give support to this newly installed senior divisional officer, so that he permits us to maintain the same.
Are taking part in an annual pedagogic conference organized by the association Kametal. The 2-day conference aimed at developing professionalism skills was launched Thursday, August 18 in Douala, Cameroon. Joingong attended the ceremony and now reports.
After a successful school year largely characterized by the coronavirus pandemic amidst other challenges, it is time for the English language and literature teachers to come together and develop their professionalism. This was the objective of a 2-day national pedagogic conference organized by the Association of English Language and Literature Teachers of Cameroon, dubbed CAMELTA, from August 18 to 19, 2022 at the American School of Douala.
The objective of the conference is to bring all the CAMELTA members nationwide to Douala for a national pedagogic conference, for in-service training, for capacity building, for reinforcing the personal and professional development of each of the teachers.
By the end of this 16th edition of the CAMELTA Annual Conference, the teachers are expected to have harnessed knowledge enough to improve on their teaching and learning skills.
Our expectations is that all the teachers that are here today feel that they have learned something, and when they go back, they should use what they have learned here, and they should try to also impact the knowledge of their their team teachers, their colleagues teachers, go back and share.
Present during the official opening ceremony was a representative of the Minister of Secondary Education and the regional delegates of secondary education for the littoral, who congratulated the teachers for the work done during the just ended academic year and urged them to put in more effort this upcoming year.
I'm just saying that we have to keep learning and sharing their experience with others, also learners and teachers, between teachers and learners. So go on learning and teaching.
According to the outgoing national president of CAMELTA, the association still faces quite a lot of challenges, including lack of consistent members and finances.
Challenges are many. Challenges in terms of running the association, having all the members on board, having all the members support their teachers association, or having new members coming in. These are most of our challenges, and of course money. We never have enough money to run our activities.
As partners of CAMELTA, the American School of Douala was delighted to host the over 300 teachers.
Education is really something that's universal, and schools and educational institutions need to stick together. And as a school, we're really happy to be able to host the CAMELTA Congress. And of course, we also collaborate very closely with the U.S. Embassy. And we're happy to see the support the U.S. Embassy gives them as well. So anything that we can do to help support English language in the community here, we're happy to partner with them.
The CAMELTA 2022 National Pedagogic Conference features a host of workshops centered around the theme Quality Teacher Education for Quality Language Learning in a Post-Pandemic World.
Education stakeholders and traditional authorities in Tuba Subdivision, Mezam Division of the Northwest Region have strategized to ensure schools that were not functioning last year as a result of the crisis in the region open their doors this academic year 2022-2023. Our Northwest correspondent Charles Kibwa with details.
Ensure effective back-to-school in Tuba Subdivision, Mezam Division of the Northwest, in a second preparatory meeting convened by the subdivisional officer for Tuba, Masago Metuge Nasis, August 17, 2022 at the DO's Conference Hall, Tuba, brought the education family in Tuba Subdivision and traditional authorities strategize ensure effective back-to-school 2022-2023 school year in the subdivision. Head teachers and principals during the meeting listed their challenges.
They didn't help us for school to begin in our village. We also want the gunshots to stop in Bangui for children and learners to perform perfectly.
This subdivision, you will give us some assurance that you are going to keep us safe on that campus.
Communities were called to collaborate with administration and forces of law and order, fish out perpetrators of crime in their communities, and continuously give their assistance to teachers.
Communities to continuously give their assistance to these teachers whom during the meeting have shown their interest and attachment to education and their willingness to come back and teach.
The Omasago Metuge Nasis revealed with over 50% preparedness for more schools in Tuba Subdivision open their doors. Administration has caused communities to clean schools.
Satisfied, we are over 50% preparedness. Over 50% preparedness. We have caused the communities to clean schools. Last year, we succeeded to function at Cast Bambili and GTC Tigi. And this year, we are hoping that the other schools in Kejukeku, that's GHS, GBHS, and GTHS, as well as in Bangui, will have to function this year.
Promised hard times to teachers who will not show up in class when schools resume. The Ometuge Nasis warned schools without required administrative documents within Tuba Subdivision will not function. Stakeholders were called to uphold and respect the fundamental rights to education and protection, given it's only through education that people can achieve some standing level of development.
Away from education, the Minister of Trade, Lugmagwambarga Atangana, has officially launched the 2022-2023 cocoa campaign in Yokadoma East region of Cameroon. The event, launched Thursday, August 18, is aimed at improving quality and sustainability of cocoa beans and also make Cameroonian beans more competitive and attractive on the international market. Now, President of the Republic, Paul Biya, has signed a decree creating the National Office for Infrastructure and Sports Equipment with mission to maintain sports infrastructure in the country. This comes after images depicting a nasty state of sport infrastructure were published online. Kathleen Kong with us as more on this report.
Decree number 2022/384 of the 17th of August 2022 goes down in history. The 17-page Presidential Act contains 52 articles divided into 6 chapters. The text creates the body and sets the rules of organization and functioning of the structure whose headquarters is in Yaoundé, and regional branches may be created over time as need arises. Placed under the Ministry of Sports and Physical Education, which ensure its monitoring, the office has a precise mission, which is to ensure, through its expertise, the upkeep, maintenance, exploitation, security, development, and sustainability of sports infrastructures and equipment, as well as specific related facilities built or developed by the states. To accomplish this mission, the office has a steering committee, an administration, and specialized structures. The committee is composed of a chairman and 7 members appointed by the head of state. The administration is headed by an administrator and a deputy appointed by a presidential decree. Their task is to manage the office under the supervision of the committee. The specialized structures of the office are the contracts of partnership unit, the operations and marketing unit, the intervention brigade, the stewards of the stadiums, and the general affairs departments. The office's financial resources comes first and foremost from its own resources. These are derived from the development and promotion of sports infrastructures and facilities, as well as their ancillary and related installations. They also come from partnerships and international cooperation, and from the annual allocation in the state's budgets, donations, legacies, gifts, and financing from the Fund for the Development of Physical and Sports Activities. The office was created in a context where Cameroon had just built and renovated several sports infrastructures. The latter were used for the organization of the African Cup of Nations AFCON Total Energy 2021, which took place in Cameroon from January 9, 2022 to February 6, 2022.
So our international page, 5 years after a devastating mudslide killed more than 1,000 people in Sierra Leone's capital, conservationists and survivors worry that poor governance could lead to another disaster. At the remembrance ceremony where religious leaders held prayers for the victims, some survivors say they have been living in misery 5 years after. On that day in 2017, heavy rains lashed the slopes of Sugarloaf Mountain in Freetown, leading to detachment of huge boulders and trees that rolled out into informal settlements, crushing shops and enveloping entire households in red mud, leaving thousands dead. Now, at least 38 people have died and several dozen others injured in a fire forest that affected 14 departments in northern Algeria, the deadliest in the country's modern history. According to officials, 26 people died, 2 in Septics and 24 in El Fav, near the border with Tunisia, but the number was later revised to 38 Thursday morning. Local media reports say more than 350 families fled their homes in Souk Aros, while gendarmerie closed several roads because of the fire. We've come to the end of the morning edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. Developments of this and more be yours at exactly 6:30 p.m. with Eileen Sima. My name is Fon Quinter. Today's edition was compiled and produced by Modika, Elvis. Have a blessed day in the company of more programs on The African Eye. Goodbye.
Welcome to a new world